Hey everybody, Erico here. So we have news of this happenings that just keep happening in Hong Kong. And ooh, this all goes back to that huge event of the riots, as they like to call them, that happened there, and how that all started, and where the people finally had like this awakening. They were like, wait a minute, what's going on here has to do with Beijing and the mainland kind of dipping their hand into our own society and culture and trying to change something that we thought to already have been set in stone. And so the people started to react, and they had a whole reaction that ended up with citizens clashing with police and the government kind of sitting back and going like, no, this is for the greater good. But it's like, how is it for the greater good when these people just want civil liberties? And they're basically saying that, oh no, we're really low key gonna let China control our judicial system and the criminals and where they're trialed, and it's okay. Like, we're still Hong Kong. Meanwhile, we have Taiwan, where Taiwan is like, we want no parts of any of that. Like, we don't want to be part of China. We don't want China associated with us. We don't want China trying to come over and do anything and dictate anything to us. And a lot of the Hong Kong people feel that way too. However, I think that they felt that there was still like some way of relationship of coexistence until this happened. And now we have many people who feel like they're for civil rights and they're for democracy. And these people end up coming out and they're very loud and they're proud and they're against the government because they feel like the government is not in favor of people being able to have a voice and for the citizens to be able to decide what they want to do with their overall liberty. And so there were four people that were very much leading the charge, and a lot of their opinions were out in the open, and these people ended up being thrown viciously in jail along with many other people. But in the media, it was like a select few people because these people were the ones that were really like out there saying like, the government is becoming like mainland China's government and it needs to be overthrown. And so the Hong Kong government was like, well, we're gonna throw you all in jail. It's not funny, but it's like the hypocrisy of it is kind of funny because you think that Hong Kong had promoted itself as being a place where you should be allowed to share how you feel. And so the crime was like, oh, they're trying to overthrow the government. They're trying to bribe the government. We have lawmakers that are going into rooms with government officials, and they have this plan to basically blackmail and use whatever they can to overthrow this government that is now very much influenced by Beijing. So these people spent 4 years in jail, and it was actually supposed to be longer. And it caused so much anguish and so much sadness and hurt from not only the people that were watching it through the media, but also their family. You can see footage of them just screaming and crying, the parents, and they're like, well, what did my child do wrong? Like, my child was voicing his or her opinion. Why should they be thrown in jail? They cannot survive jail.
We're very concerned about what's happening in Hong Kong with political freedoms and freedom of speech, and the NSL 47 trial is one of them. So we're very eager to see what the sentencing will be like today, but at the same time, the U.S. government and the condemns the continuous prosecution of individuals here in Hong Kong who are expressing their political views.
And at first I was like, well, how different is Hong Kong jail from like American jail or jail from different parts of the world? I saw some videos. I was like, oh no. Ooh. Ah. I was like, no thank you. I understand. It's like, yeah, nobody deserves to be thrown into a place like that. It's like, it seemed like no matter where you go in the world, jail is jail. You know, you just got people in there acting crazy, fighting people, fighting the police. And so these people, men and women, were thrown right into the stone cold bars of jail. And really it seemed like they never would be seen again. And Hong Kong officials and the leaders said, you know, this is for their own good. So we fast forward 4 years later, and all of a sudden they're like, we're gonna lessen their sentence and we're gonna let them all go free. You get to go home. You get to go home. You get to go home. Oh, and you definitely get to go home. It's just okay. I mean, I was happy for the families that got to reunite with their loved ones, because I know that was so heartbreaking for the families. Ooh, I can only imagine. However, it's the hypocrisy for me. Why were they in there in the first place? And you know, that's the whole big question. It was just like, why? What was the real point of this? You think about the similarities to mainland China and Beijing, and how there were people that were speaking out against the Chinese government over there, and they were being spirited all the way away. I mean, whoosh, just poof, gone, nowhere to be found. So, you know, it's like I don't think we want Hong Kong to get to that point where people just disappearing, flying up into the sky, into the clouds, and just never to be seen again. This all definitely goes back to the whole idea that Hong Kong was supposed to be more pro-civil rights. And this came all the way from when the British had come to Hong Kong, and this is supposed to be what the society is painted as. But then we have the riots, going back to that as well, and how it was such a negative propaganda when you really think about it. How randomly, like, people came and started attacking the protesters, and the police did absolutely nothing about it. And the police claimed, like, la-di-da-di-da, we ain't see nothing. We didn't see anything. We didn't know they were being attacked. They were being attacked? When? It's like, come on now, nobody's stupid. The government and the police was in on that. There was even like a whole deep dive into that, where it was kind of proven that the government and the police had paid those triad members to pose as citizens to go and attack the protesters, because the protesters were multiplying and getting out of hand, and these people meant that their voices were going to be heard no matter what. So it was just like, it became more violent and more bloody, and it's the corruption. It's just the overall corruption for me. I would rather people come out and just say, you know, somebody tapped us on the shoulder, or somebody whispered in our ear and told us, like, we have to do it like this, and if it's not done like this, it's going to be problems, and just be truthful, than to run around in circles and try to gaslight your society, or try to make it like they're crazy. You know, it was kind of the whole thing where it was like, oh, the Hong Kong protests, like, they're crazy. They're breaking up everything, and it's just like, they are the ones that are the problem. But it's like, if you really look at it, it's like, they weren't the problem. They weren't the problem at all. And even going back to this, where it just doesn't make much sense. We have these people that were in jail. Now they're out of jail. There's the one woman with her poor husband that has to face the whole media, and they're in their little, like, tiny flat apartment, and the media's all in his face. You can tell he's like flustered, and like he's trying to get through it, and you see like a little lady in the background. I don't know if that was her or not, where she was just like But you know, he was like, she's fine, thank you guys, please get away from my home. And the media trying to like catch glimpses of these people that were in jail. Like, these people have to be tired.
Thank you for your interest in Miss Mother's release, but I'm afraid she's not really, she's having rest and she's not really in a position to say anything for the, to the media for the time being. So I'm very sorry, but
she's well and in good spirits?
She's well and she's in good spirits. And, so thank you for that. We will look forward to being together again for the first time in 4 and 3rd years. So thank you. There's nothing more I can say, but we do appreciate the interest, and I'm sorry that she can't talk to you for the time being.
I know if I was in jail for something I don't feel like I should have been in jail for, just voicing my opinion, no matter if said person agrees or not, and I'm getting out of jail, being in there 4 years, I would be tired, I would be angry, I would not want to talk to anybody. I just would want to go home. So like, I get it, I understand. I have to just applaud these people because they put themselves on the line for what they believed in. A lot of people in the protest put themselves and their lives on the line because nobody is going to sit back when they're used to having liberties, and all of a sudden you look and you see that there's a threat to the prosperity and the peaceful life that they've been living. Nobody is going to sit back and just be like, okay, just go ahead and change it, it's okay. No, people are going to go to the streets. They're going to march. They're going to let their voices be heard. And we should be in a world where people should be allowed to do that, no matter if you agree or not. I don't agree with like the destruction of Hong Kong in a whole. Like, I understand people like not being okay with that, but I also understand the other side as well, where people just are frustrated, so frustrated, and it's just getting worse with the whole trade war and the tariffs, and everybody is going to suffer. Everybody all around the world is going to suffer. It is going to start hurting all of our pockets, and it's like, I don't know how we brace ourselves for this. And like, people don't realize, like, no matter if you're rich or poor, no matter where you come from, this is going to affect everybody. And before you know it, I don't know, everybody might be out in the street protesting again and jumping all over the American government and America and everyone else, because Lord have mercy, this is a mess. Like, the overall world and its condition right now is not good at all. And I always try to like distract myself, even though I pay attention to everything, but it's like, it's coming down to the point where it's not looking too good. And I think it's very important that we as people prepare, and that you're not just out here like, oh well, it's not really affecting me, I'm okay. Because you know, if something doesn't give with everything that I talk about on this channel, as well as what's going on with like America, it's going to get worse before it gets better. So this is all a lot to think about, you guys. You know, put below how you feel about everything. How do you feel about these people that were jailed, I feel like unlawfully, in my opinion. You know, people might feel different. I am open to all opinions. Put below how you feel about everything. Follow my social media, mostly my Instagram. Also a blog, Niche Hip Hop Culture. The link is always down in the description box below. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real, and I will always be back. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.